What's going on, everyone? I talked another time about Jordan Peterson's Genesis series, and I want to challenge you to go look at it. If you love like in-depth stuff and you love psychology and you love somebody researching and showing kind of like how we think and why we think this way and the core stuff that we all agree on, even though we don't know we all agree on, it's beast. So I challenge you to check out his Genesis series. Jordan Peterson, hats off to you. That dude is beast. But there was a part where he was talking about the pain that you experience. And I talked about it in another time about the pain, right? Use the pain for something good. And he was saying that having a noble calling is the only thing that's actually going to carry you through life and let you experience the pain that you go through, or not so much let you, but that the pain that you went through, it doesn't destroy you and it doesn't wipe you out and it doesn't just defeat the rest of your life because of a noble calling that you have, a noble task, a noble dream, something that you know from inside. You can envision it, you can feel it. You have this feeling that I'm supposed to do something great, that I'm supposed to add such a value that the legacy I've built is impossible to break down, that whatever I am here for is something greater than myself. It's greater than I can really grasp. I have an understanding of it, but I don't fully know, but I know there's something there. It's crazy to understand the psychology of it. That's what I love about Jordan Peterson, is because he's such a, he's studied it so long. He can explain the psychology of it, of our brains and what consciousness is. It's so amazing. And he's saying, because you have this noble gift, this noble purpose, you can experience all these things in life. You can go through all this pain. You can go through all this trauma. You can go through it. You survive. And not only that, but you can still envision something great in the future. You can still dream, and you still have this feeling that there's something in the future that you're going to do that's amazing, and it's something that you don't see, and everything everything in your environment on your daily basis doesn't point towards it, or doesn't seem like it makes it possible, but you still keep it there. You still understand it. You still feel it. You can't let it go. It's crazy how you can't let it go. No matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you've pushed it down, you can't let it go. It will still call you in the morning. It will wake you up from sleep. It will call you throughout the day. There's something noble that I'm supposed to do. There's something that's so incredible about me. And there's something that I have inside of me that I'm supposed to share with everybody. And it's something that's life altering. You feel it. I don't care if you push it down, because I've done it in my life. After tragedy, losing my father, and then cancer, and then losing a career, my baseball career that I've visioned my whole entire life, and then cancer, and all this stuff, surgeries and everything. I had learned to stuff down the noble calling. I had learned how to kill it, right? I learned how to eat painkillers like they were Skittles, and then it would push and it would kill the desire I had to do something noble, because I felt so alive and so good from the chemicals. I'm like, I'm good with just doing nothing. I'm good with just working a 9-to-5 job. I'm good with just having a normal life. I'm good with just feeding the village, just being an average person. I'm good with it. I could stuff it down. I could swallow and eat these painkillers and I would be good. But once they wore off and they were no longer there, well, first I had to go through withdrawal, so that sucked. But the second part was that noble calling would start beating on the chest again, start beating on the heart, and you're like, God, okay, I can't just work this 9 to 5 anymore. I can't just do this average stuff. This destroys me, kills me inside. I have no joy in this 9 to 5, in this whatever I'm doing. I have no joy. And then I start hating it. And then you start resenting it. And then you start finding reasons and ways to get out of it. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that's ever done that in their life, started to resent and hate the job that they thought was good and they thought they could do for years, but then they can't. And they find every way how to get out of it. I might be the only one, but I don't think I am. And you get stuck in this cycle, and you get stuck just surviving and not really thriving in anything. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe you're thriving in your Netflix viewing. Maybe you're thriving in that video game. Maybe you're thriving in fantasy football, which I love fantasy football, so I'm not saying anything. I'm not hating. I'm just saying we can thrive in other areas. We can put so much time into them. But what is that really doing for you? Like, what does it really do for you? What's it really bring? Is it a noble calling? Are you going to go down as the greatest fantasy football player ever? And they're going to write history books about you? And it's something your kids can leave a legacy on? No. So it's like, getting back to, because I can go off on tangents all over the place, but I'm trying to say is Jordan Peterson is saying the psychology of us as humans, we have this noble calling, and this noble calling is what is driving you. It's what's pushing you. It's what's making you strive to go through everything you've been through and still know that you can do something great with it, and know you can still do something amazing and that you can't run from it. And if you stuffed it down, if you've been able to kill it out, to drown it out, whatever, I understand. And it might be something you feel like, I don't know how to do. Message me. I will help every way I can. But I'm going to challenge you to say, you still have it. You might have stuffed it. You might have muted it. You might have been able to throw a bunch of stuff over it, fill all that trauma and pain on top of it and drown it out, but it's still there. And all you need to do is sit down and be honest with yourself and say, what is my purpose? What do I want to change? I've always heard finding a purpose is looking at what makes you angry in society. Like, what do you think should be fixed? What is the cause that you have? Like, do you hate homelessness? Do you hate sex trafficking? Do you hate child abuse? Do you hate dog abuse? What do you hate? Do you like politics? Hate, like, what frustrates you? What do you infuriates you to that nobody's trying to work on it? And then that is a map and an arrow to what your calling is, to what your purpose is, that you are supposed to figure out a way to fulfill it, to solve it, to at least work on solving it. So that is a way to figure out. So if you sit down and write out what frustrates me in life and what could I do about it, you'll start to see the blueprint of what your purpose is. And then start using it and working towards it and using all the pain that you have and then all the drive that you have and all the wisdom and all the gifts and start working towards solving it. And then you'll start seeing the mindset change, the doors open, and the environment change around you. So find your noble calling, find your purpose, because the purpose, you find that purpose and it becomes life. It becomes life. And if you can't figure it out, if you're so blocked, like I said, message me. I will do everything I can to help you. Everything I can. That's all I want, is for you to have that click of, here's my purpose. Boom, I'm heading towards it. Love y'all.